It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you guys today Jeanette Boyd. And Jeanette is the Marketing and Communications Manager for the St. Kitts Tourism Authority. And she's going to tell us about this wonderful product. And she's going to, like I say, bring some Caribbean sunshine into our lives this afternoon. And actually, do you know what? I know you're going to do such a good job, Jeanette. I'm going to get ready for some Caribbean sunshine. So let's give it a go. And and I'd also like to introduce Susie Trott, who is the UK representative for the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, the UK office over here. So she's your point of contact over here for any resources and help and information. And being on the same time zone, that makes it handy. And so she's the UK representative here. So Jeanette, thank you for joining us. We look forward to hearing about St. Kitts. I'm not going to tell you that I've actually also got a cocktail in my right hand. So I'm going to try and sip that secretively whilst you're doing the presentation for us this afternoon.
Thanks, Nigel. It's a pleasure to be on this webinar and to be presenting my island to you. So St. Kitts, we are located in the Northern Caribbean. We are only 68 square miles, but as much as we're relatively small, we're an island that has lots to do. So don't be mindful of our size, but we have a number of different land and water activities that would captivate you. And as we say, we want to encourage all of our visitors to venture deeper. Okay, so that's a little about St. Kitts. We highlighted a few of the adventure stuff that you can do in this slide. So as I said, St. Kitts is relatively a hidden gem. We're located in the northeastern Caribbean. So not much people still know about us. So we're not overly commercialized. You won't find crowded beaches. You just come to St. Kitts and have a real relaxed vacation, as well as we're predominantly still a quintessential Caribbean destination. So you won't find a lot of tall buildings and all of this. You'll just get that vibe that you're accustomed to get from, you know, the Caribbean as it was back in the days. So we do have that balance no matter where you go around the island. So as I said before, on this map, it has that little thumbnail. So we're located in the northeastern Caribbean. We're about 20 minutes away from Antigua. We're also relatively close to St. Martin as well, just for a perspective of where we're located. We are a Twin Island Federation, so we do have a sister island called Nevis. So we are St. Kitts and Nevis. Together, we have about 40,000 as our population. St. Kitts is 68 square miles. Our capital city is Bastia, and we're known as Sugar City because up until 2004, our main industry was sugar. And like the other Eastern Caribbean islands, our main currency is the Eastern Caribbean dollar.
And Jeanette, is there any kind of playful inter-island rivalry between St. Kitts and Nevis? I mean, because my heritage is Trinidad and Tobago, and there's a lot of, albeit playful and friendly, there's a lot of kind of, you know, friendly competition between the two islands.
Yes. So summer is coming up, and I can tell you because summer is coming up, we do have a friendly competition between each other to the point of saying which island has the hottest sun. And then it's also like, I think when I go to Nevis, Nevis is extremely hotter than it is in St. Kitts. And then they will tell you vice versa. And then we also have another friendly competition where it goes with mangoes. So summer is mango
Wow. Okay.
season, and Nevis has a special kind of mangoes that we the Kititian likes. Like it's a poly mango. So what we would do is
Right.
that we would say that we would trade them a bucket of KFC since KFC is only on St. Kitts for poly mangoes. So you'll see that banter back and forth even on Facebook
Fantastic.
among the two islands. So yes, definitely who has the hottest sun and bartering a bucket of KFC for poly mangoes.
Right. I'm gonna try that over here, man. KFC for mango sounds good.
But there is a saying that it's only the KFC in the Caribbean that has really good taste. So it
Right.
has this
Okay.
saying that once you get to the Caribbean, try the KFC in the islands because they're better than the international
Okay.
KFCs.
Right. I will be adding that to my list. Thank you.
Yes. So beaches. So St. Kitts, we don't have white sand beaches, and that's because we are a volcanic island. Therefore, we have golden sand beaches as well as black sand beaches. So our history. So St. Kitts is steeped in history. We were both the island to be first colonized in the Northern Hemisphere by both the British, which the British colonized in 1623, and then 2 years later, the French settled on the island as well. So we are both the mother colony for both the British and the French. St. Kitts, the Wingfield Estate. So Wingfield Estate was owned by Samuel Jefferson, and he received the first land grant within the entire Western Hemisphere as well. Samuel Jefferson, sorry, is the great great grandfather of Thomas Jefferson, who is the third president of the United States.
And actually, Jeanette, I'm really sorry to just interject. I was amiss of my responsibilities at the beginning of the call. So just to let people know, um, one person on this fam trip, one of the agents on this fam trip, will be going into a prize draw tomorrow to win a place on a fam trip to St. Kitts, which is absolutely magnificent. And also, we will have a spot prize at the end of the webinar. So listen to the information carefully. And we'll be asking a spot prize, a question at the end, and there will be a spot prize for the first correct answer in the chat room. So yeah, I wish I could be an agent right now to be in the mix for the prize draw tomorrow, but I'll just make do with my hat, my sunglasses, and my cocktail for now. So sorry. Go
That's
ahead.
fine. That's fine. Sorry, as well. Thankful for you for remembering that as well.
No
Sing it.
problem.
So the famous hymn Amazing Grace, which was written by John Newton, he was inspired to write that song after a visit to St. Kitts.
All
Also,
right.
St. Kitts has a World UNESCO Heritage Site called Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, which took over 100 years to complete and stands about 800 feet above sea level. So our unique selling points is that, as I mentioned before, we're a hidden gem. We have only been in tourism for the past, like a little over 20 years. So we're still new to tourism. Our destination is uncrowded and vibrant. And when we speak about the vibrancy, we're speaking about the several activities that visitors on the island can do. And due to our mountain range, there are plenty views of both mountains and sea. So there's anywhere that you're on St. Kitts, you'll always have a mountainous view as well as a view of the ocean. And because
Fantastic.
our sugar industry closed in 2005, our rainforest has actually been expanding because where our sugar lands, the cane fields were, nature has started to reclaim those lands. So we are proud to say that, where so many other countries and destinations are losing their rainforests, ours are
Yours
actually
are growing.
expanding.
Amazing.
So how do you get to St. Kitts? So visitors are required to complete an immigration form, which you can access at visitsaintkitts.com, or you can also go to it directly by visiting www.knatravelfarm.kn. Now, we do recommend that visitors do complete this visitor form prior to arrival, as it would expedite your time spent at immigration and it would allow you more beach time once you whisk yourself through immigration. So it would always recommend that you fill it out before your arrival on island.
Okay. And
So
Jeanette, is there any cost involved in there? Just to clarify, there's no cost
no,
or
so there's no
application cost or
cost.
anything like that.
No, there's
Okay.
no cost to fill out the current immigration arrival form. No cost at all.
Right. Okay, perfect. Yeah, just to clarify, because you get all sorts of people out there that will try things and what have you. So, yeah, good to
Yes,
clarify
so
that. Thank you.
definitely if you come along a link or anything like that and it says that you have to pay a cost to complete our form, that is completely inaccurate. So you will know that
So
you have accessed
you're
the
in the wrong
wrong link.
place.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. So there's 6 international airlines that operate flights to St. Kitts. 4 of them are from the US. All US flights to St. Kitts operate nonstop from the Northeast. Flights usually operate on Saturdays except for JetBlue. They operate on 3 times weekly. They operate on Sunday, Tuesday, and Fridays. United Airlines fly nonstop from New York. American Airlines currently operates 2 flights a day from Miami and once a week from JFK. Delta provides weekly flights to St. Kitts from JFK and Atlanta. So we do have a special gem to people who may be interested in doing a private arrival to St. Kitts. So with Cayenne Jet, for around 250 US per person, as soon as you exit off your aircraft, you are greeted with a sign and you're ushered off in a Porsche Cayenne to the Cayenne Jet Lounge. Now, the beauty about the Cayenne Jet Lounge is that you're able to sit back, relax, have champagne, enjoy a delicious meal while they take care of all of um, your immigration and customs. So you can just sit back and enjoy a good time, and then they will let you know when your baggage is ready. They will take care of your passport and all of this for you. So for any individual who don't want to stand in an immigration line or even go and pull their baggages off and all of that, there is the option for you to do the Cayenne Jet Lounge. Now, this is also available on arrival and departure for UK travelers. So even if you wanted to depart, you can show up early. The Cayenne Jet, they have showers there, they have meeting rooms. So it's very I could say it's very accommodating. And hey,
Sure.
you're sipping on champagne. And I honestly say, if you do try this, you need to try their lemongrass iced tea. It's refreshing and it's really wonderful.
Okay. And how do first of all on that, excuse me, what roughly is the cost on that and how do people
250
book that?
US per person.
250 US, right?
Yes, per
Okay.
person. But it's really seamless. So they would definitely enjoy it.
No, it sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you.
So transportation. So now that you've left the airport, let's explore the island. Getting around St. Kitts is quite affordable and easy. There's only one main road, so that main road would take you around the island. So visitors have an option. They could do public buses, taxis, or car rentals. And the closest point between both St. Kitts and Nevis is 2.5 miles apart, and that's located on the most southern end of the destination. So the options to travel to Nevis are there. We always say that once you take a trip to St. Kitts or Nevis, vice versa, it's always an added incentive to go and visit their sister island. I mean, you visit one destination and you get to explore two paradise. So there are a number of options to get to Nevis. So you can hop on a water taxi from the southeast side and get to Nevis in under 10 minutes. So that's how fast you could go between the islands. There's another option from Bastia, which is our capital in town, to Charlestown, and that one would take about 30 to 45 minutes. And then there are also the 20-minute ferries like iConnect. And these ferries come with the option for visitors to take their rental cars with them over
Right.
to Nevis. My favorite option, though, is always the water taxi. I can go park, hop on a water taxi, have dinner in Nevis, and be back. If I want to go and spend a day or have lunch, that option is always there. So that's the
So
friendly thing that the
if
locals
you wanted to
do.
do your mango trading in one day and
Yes,
come
I could
back,
just do the
you
water
could do that and not
taxi.
have to worry.
Yes. So our experiences, like I mentioned before, there are many activities to enjoy throughout the year in St. Kitts, including some unconventional options such as night kayaking.
That looks amazing.
So recently, St. Kitts was awarded Caribbean Adventure Destination of the Year and has won lead and dive destination for 3 consecutive years by the World Travel Awards. The Caribbean Adventure Destination of the Year, that was issued to us by Caribbean Journal. So just to give you a few, share a few of our accolades with you all. So we host 4 annual events each year. The Nevis to St. Kitts Cross Channel Swim, that was held in March and we had around almost 500 swimmers from all around the world. And it took place on March 29th. We had swimmers as young as 11 years old. So this is a major event, and they do swim along the 2.5 mile range. It starts at Owali Beach in Nevis, and it ends at Cockleshell Beach in St. Kitts. In June, we are now entering our 27th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival. Those dates are from June 26 to June 28. What's special about our lineup is that it features a diverse number of artists that you'll experience different genres. So we have from international, local, and regional acts that are performing this year. Key highlights for this year is Jennifer Hudson.
Okay,
From a
wow.
Caribbean perspective and the Caribbean diaspora, we do have Vibes Cartel and, a bunch of other acts. So we have seen a real buzz for our music festival this year. We
Oh,
also
that's
have our
amazing.
Yes, it is. We also have our St. Kitts and Nevis Restaurant Week in July. What is special about our restaurant week is that it's focused on one theme ingredient. So our chefs have to be extremely creative as their discounted menus have to be focused on one main ingredient. And but this year we will be featuring the tamarind.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent.
And then we do have our national carnival, the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival, aka Sugar Mass, that's held in December. So that is always a time. Our carnival spans 2 years. So for this year, it will start on the 13th of December, 2025, but it actually will end on the 2nd of January, 2026. So it spans 2 years. So for a perspective on what you call Boxing Day is where we have our Juve, and then January
Mhm.
1st is when we would be in the pretty little feathers on the streets.
So with the things like the St. Kitts Music Festival, Jeanette, can you name drop? Have you met anybody famous whilst you've been at the concert? Got any selfies with anybody famous?
Every year I do get selfies, honestly, because of my role that I play for the St. Kitts Music Festival. I work in media management, so I do see the acts when they
Fantastic.
come in for the daily press conferences. I do run into them if they opt in to do interviews behind the scenes for their interview media lounge. So I do run into them from time to time. A majority of people do run into them as well. They always get their little selfies on because as they're back and forth, especially at the St. Kitts Marriott, where a number of artists do stay, it's pretty easy to run into them around that
Right.
area.
I say, come on then, name drop. Who's the favorite person you've met so far?
I would have to say Christopher Martin. And why I say him, you may not know him, but he's Jamaican and he sings a
Right,
lot of reggae, but he's very down to earth.
right.
You get that he's very down to earth. So it's like you've met someone that you knew before. So, we
Right.
always
Okay.
tend to gravitate towards him, but he's one of them that has definitely stood out to me. Miss Patti
Okay.
LaBelle as well. She had that
Oh
southern
wow. Okay.
charm, and then she would see you
Nice.
and it's like good morning. So it's like she
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
definitely had that southern charm about her that I really enjoyed too.
Yeah, and I can imagine. Well, I love my tune, so I'm going to have to look up Christopher Martin and discover
Yes.
his music too.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Excellent. Thank you.
So a bit about our land activities. So throughout the year, we offer exciting land and sea activities. Our land activities include horseback riding along mountain trails, hiking our dormant volcano, Mount Lyamiga. You can explore our rainforest or zip line over it. And we do have a number of off-roading activities and even pickleball. So that's a bit of the land activities that you can do when you get to St. Kitts. And then we also have a number of sea activities as well, such as board sports such as kite surfing, wake surfing, stand-up paddleboarding. You can do snorkeling and scuba diving, parasailing, hobby cat sailing, and fun beach sports like volleyball. And then we do also have our catamaran options as well, where you could do a half-day catamaran. You venture off, you have an amazing experience because they do have the music playing, they have unlimited bar where you could have you're sipping on your rum, so of course you indulge in some rum punches and everything like that. And they do have
Of
a
course.
snorkeling option, or you could do a
Yeah.
full day catamaran, which also allows you to experience a bit of Nevis. And as I said, anyone who do a full day catamaran and they get to Nevis, be sure to go to Sunshine and have a killer bee. Nigel, you wouldn't be able to pass more than two rum punches if you got that killer bee.
That sounds like a challenge to me. Okay.
Yes,
All
so I
right.
always recommend no more than two killer
No
bees.
more than two. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Quick question for you on the scuba diving front, and also keying back to the awards that you won as a diving destination. So presumably, people who maybe wanted to go and scuba dive, do they have to have a PADI license, or is that something they can
Yes,
do
it's
whilst they're
important
there?
that you
Or
you need to get licensed. You can also get licensed on island, but yes, you need to be a licensed diver
right.
in
Okay.
order
All
to
right.
dive
That's
on
good
the
to know.
destination, and you could earn your diver's license on the island as our dive operators. They are PADI approved as well.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Weddings. So speaking of year-round activities, it's always the right time to get married in St. Kitts. We have made things so easy for couples that they can get married once they can prove they are unattached to anyone else.
Wow. Okay.
So you need no residency requirements. You can have a same-day ceremony, documentation for proof of annulment, divorce, or widowed. Only thing that we have on island is that you must be married between the times of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So you can't do that Vegas wedding experience where you show up at a chapel at minutes to midnight and then you can get married. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that you can't do on St. Kitts is that you have to be married between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. We do have a number
So,
of unique, huh?
sorry, go on. No, go
We
on.
do have a number of unique venues, though, that you can experience, such as historical, cultural, and scenic. So we do have a number of historical churches that you can get married in. You can get married on the beach. You can get married at different of our attraction sites such as Brimstone Hill and Romney Manor. So there's a number of different unique wedding venues for anyone who is interested in getting married on island.
So I'm guessing then just showing them your Facebook page where it says status single, that wouldn't be enough documentation to prove that you're single then, no, right?
No.
Okay, just checking, just for a friend, for a friend.
That sounds more like for you. So St. Kitts comes highly recommended for romance. Our logo even features the heart. So if you look at our logo, between the S and the T at the top where it connects, it forms the hat. So it's strategic as our tagline is also follow your heart. So we allow you to follow your heart to St. Kitts. With
That's very
countless
clever. I like
secluded
that.
spots in mountains, rainforests, and by the sea, there are many opportunities for a romantic connection, such as the lovely couple here who are nestled at Wingfield Estate. So they're by Wingfield River and they actually did a hike, but they were able to connect there. Gastronomy. So if your clients can't make it to Restaurant Week in July, our restaurants provide fresh seafood and farm-to-table dishes throughout the year. We are also one of the few places where lobster is available all year around. Over the weekend, roadside grillers will be offering barbecued meat. Be sure to take advantage of our craft rums flavored with vanilla, mango, coconut, and even hibiscus. You can only find these in St. Kitts. Now, for a perspective of how grillside grillers go, like I have left the airport, make a left turn and pull over and have bought like barbecue pork on the grill site. That's something that I like to do on a weekend time. So you'll find
Oh,
that
lovely.
Kittians, we love our barbecue and seeing roadside grillers on the road and pulling up over to either have your barbecue chicken, barbecue ribs, barbecue pork. They do barbecue pigtails. Sometimes you can get roasted breadfruit with garlic bread. That is something that we do traditionally. On
Nice.
Saturdays, Fridays, we do what we call our local dishes, such as the goat water, which is a goat stew packed with goat meat and filled with like local vegetables, white potato, sweet potato, carrots, dumplings, dasheen, pumpkin, you name it. And then our cook-up is more like a rice and beans that's mixed with saltfish, chicken, and pigtails. However, you could get it with just the saltfish and chicken as well. So there are a number of things locally that you can have as well that we thrive on what we call our weekend foods.
That
But
sounds like
there is
I
a
was about to ask you what a traditional Kittitian meal was, but you've given a couple of fantastic examples there, and
yes. And then you
yes,
can also get
making my
and then you
mouth
could
water.
also get a traditional Kittitian breakfast as well, which is comprises of Johnny cakes and saltfish and eggs. So I know Splash, they're located at Royal St. Kitts. They offer the traditional
Right.
Kittitian breakfast. And you could also sample that at the Marriott's breakfast as well, because they do offer a big buffet and the bistro, which is located on the Frigate Bay Strip, as a breakfast option, they provide you with that option as well. So there's a number of ways that you can get in some authentic meals that are predominantly Kittitian, but you could also find some international meals as well.
Perfect. Sounds lovely.
So let's check into our hotels. The hotels in St. Kitts are more than mere accommodations. They are retreats, safe havens tucked between the mountains and beaches. We do have the Belmont Sanctuary Resort, which is situated 1,000 feet above sea level and has 60 rooms. The cottages and villas feature exquisite handmade furniture and day beds next to private infinity pools. So this property, it's amazing and it's located right below Mount Lyamega, our volcano. So you'll be submerged in nature. You would hear the birds. You would see and hear the monkeys. You may see them come very close to your room, but they won't enter your room. and it's just a serene experience there. So if you're into wellness and just want to get away, then I would say this property is ideal. We do have the Koi Resort Courier Hill Collection by Hilton, and is the only one founded by the Koi Hospitality Group, owners of the seafood themed Koi restaurants. Koi has 102 rooms. It offers private cabana dinners and 5,000 points for a minimum 3-night stay to Hilton Honor members. It is well suited for romance and small events. The thing with Koi is that you see that black sand beach out there. It's pretty beautiful. However, because of that side, it's the Atlantic side, so the currents are pretty strong. But they do provide their guests with a shuttle bus that would take you to a beach that's on the Caribbean side. So even if you stay at that property, you still have that opportunity to swim at a beach that is relatively safe to swim at. The Marriott Resort and Royal Beach Casino is the largest hotel on island. It has
That's lovely.
389 rooms and suites, 8 restaurants, and 6 pools, make it suitable for MICE groups. In addition to on-site casino, it has a 15,000 square feet spa. Now, with the Marriott, their beach is also located on the Atlantic side, but they have added the necessary breakwaters along their beach to make it swimmable for their guests.
Sounds good. Looks lovely.
Yes. And then we
Oh,
do have
wow.
the Park Hyatt St. Kitts. It's the only Park Hyatt in the Caribbean. It offers a program called the Park Reverse Collection, which makes it ideal for hosting small groups and multi-generational families. A collection is a set of individual suites and guest rooms within one available building that are available to book as a singular exclusive use complex. All 3 collections include a variation of beachside and oceanic views, and suites and a private rooftop pool. So the image that you're seeing here is of the private rooftop pool. What I loved about Park Hyatt as well is that it has also paid homage to St. Kitts. So the arches that you're seeing at the pool are replicas from arches that are actually at Brimstone Hill. And that view that you're seeing out and that mountain in the back, that's actually Nevis. So you can get a good perspective of how close
Oh, it's
Nevis and
lovely.
St. Kitts is from the most southern part of the island.
And Jeanette, with regards to kind of like board basis, typically what are the hotels offering there? Is it sort of room only? Is it bed and breakfast? What sort of typically are
So,
the board basis for the hotels?
okay, so we don't have any all-inclusives on island.
Right.
That is
Okay.
because our destination is a safe destination, and we do promote and
Encourage
want
people
our
to get out.
visitors to
Yeah.
venture out there and to go to the different
Absolutely.
restaurants and immerse
Yeah.
themselves. However, there are hotels that have add-on packages, such as for meals and drinks. So that's an option that you can opt into as well.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. No, I mean, but from what you were saying earlier on, I'm going and seeking out those roadside grills and my kitchen breakfast with my Johnny cakes and stuff like that. But no, I just thought I would ask anyway.
Yes, and that's a question that we often get a lot. But trust me, even
Yeah.
if you were staying like near where the Marriott is and Royal St. Kitts is during the evening time, it's pretty
Yeah.
normal to see those hotel guests just walking down to the various restaurants that are along that strip, just trying to figure
Nice.
out like where am I going to dine to next. So that's what we
Yeah.
like about it, so that they have the opportunity to just venture out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about as far as I'm concerned. No, that sounds brilliant.
Yes. So the Ramada by Wyndham has 200 rooms, 16 of which are villas. The size of the hotel lends itself to events and to meetings. Ramada is located more on the northern side of the destination, and from there you can see amazing views of our neighboring Dutch islands, such as Sint Eustatius, Saba. On a very clear day, you would see St. Bart's, you would see Anguilla, and you would see St. Martin as well. The Royal St. Kitts Hotel offers versatile accommodation. Its villas and multiple room types have fully equipped kitchens, making it ideal for families and friend getaways. So its location is in the heart of Frigate Bay and puts it in walking distance to restaurants, supermarkets, and pharmacies. It's actually a neighbor to Marriott. So as soon as you leave Marriott, you will see it. And then as soon as you leave Marriott or Royal St. Kitts, you do have a number of options in terms of supermarkets, pharmacies. A little tidbit is that the supermarket, it also offers you the ability to purchase duty-free alcohol as well. So if you want to leave the island, with any of our local rums, then you can always purchase from there as well and get them duty free.
That sounds good. I'm assuming you can't buy the duty free and then bring it back to your hotel to drink it, right?
Hey, you can do that. I think the only thing that they would ask you to see is your ticket, your
Right,
airplane ticket.
right.
Yeah. So if you want to do
Okay.
that, that's an option, but then you will end up buying plenty more.
Fantastic.
So Sugar Bear Club caters to guests on a budget and appeals to remote workers and families. It has 50 rooms surrounded by picturesque gardens. The hotel is within walking distance of restaurants. So Royal St. Kitts, Marriott, Sugar Bay Club, all of them are located within the same kind of little area where you have that access to the restaurants and the experiences that I've mentioned prior.
Sounds good.
Sunset Reef is a boutique resort designed for visitors seeking eco-conscious amenities. All suites are oceanfront and accommodate a total of 25 guests. It is suitable for families who wish to take over the resort. It is a member of the small luxury hotels of the world. I also say if you want to do a girls' vacation, maybe if you want to do a boys' trips, it's very easy to sell out the resort. They do have butler services that would cater to all your recommended needs as well. And they do get amazing sunsets there as they're right over the Caribbean Sea as well, and the sun sets in the northwestern area of the island. Then we do have Timothy Beach Resort situated on the Frigate Bay Beach. It's perfect for divers and those looking for an adventurous stay. Most of the guests tend to spend the majority of the time off property. The hotel is known for its retro furnishings and generous servings of local dishes in its restaurant. Another selling point for Timothy Beach is that it's located on the Frigate Bay Strip as well. And the strip is what we call, it's an area on South Frigate Bay that has a number of different beach bars. So based on your personality, you can hop, you can do karaoke, it has a sports bar, it has an Indian spot. So there's a personality for everyone. So you just hop along the bar of the strip. It really comes alive on Friday nights.
And then typically, say if you were going out on a Friday night and stuff like that, typically what time are the bars open until? And if you want to go dancing and, or as we say, shake your foot for a little bit,
So
what time are they open until?
they're open until pretty late, maybe like around 2 a.m. Could be longer,
Sounds good.
3 a.m. It
Right.
just depends on how the vibes is.
Yeah, yeah,
We as
yeah.
Kititians, we tend to what we call lime, which is hang out. We tend to lime a little later. So you may not see us going to these spots until maybe like 10 and 11, but they're still
Right.
open early to catch the early crowd as well. But we lime, and when we lime, we're not going home until morning. So they do stay open. Another thing about Timothy that I would highlight is that they have a lineman spot, a bar spot called the
Okay.
Docks. And every Sunday night from around 9 until you can actually experience a live band or a DJ there. A lot of locals come out there as well to, enjoy what the Docks has to offer. So you'd have that option to have that particular event right there. But to any of the
Sounds
other
good.
visitors who are probably staying at Marriott, Royal St. Kitts, or Sugar Bay Club, walking to the strip can happen because it's maybe like a 10 to 15-minute walk, or you have the
Right.
option of taking taxis as well back and forth.
Okay, sounds good.
Our travel advisors program. So we do offer training, and so training consists of knowledge and expertise on St. Kitts, and it's an invitation. We also have an invitation to one of 2 fam trips a year. So we are going to launch our new rewards program, and where you can become a St. Kitts specialist as well. So you can become a St. Kitts specialist by visiting www.stkittsspecialist.com. And our brand new travel agent incentive is launching on the 12th of May. So definitely to get some perks and learn way more about the destination, we do encourage you to sign up and become a St. Kitts specialist.
Brilliant.
And St. Kitts your way. So when you do the completion of the St. Kitts destination program, where you can log bookings, receive access to site inspections and excursions, and receive discount cards as well. So there's a lot of incentives for you to become a destination specialist. And then our team on the UK side, we do have Susie Trott, our UK representative, and Samantha Dolliston, who is also a UK representative as well. I am thankful to everyone who has stayed tuned to what we have presented this morning on St. Kitts. I hope I have inspired you to sell St. Kitts to your clients, and also for you to visit St. Kitts and also become a destination specialist.
No, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you, Susie. And yeah, let's sell St. Kitts. It sounds absolutely magnificent. So, thank you very much indeed. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thanks as well.
Thank you.